Hey,
Welcome in. Actually, ironically, as I hold up my Texas Rangers souvenir bat, I don't know if any of their current players have ever seen or know how to use one of these, but we may be on the verge of history here, so we will follow this as the situation develops. The San Diego Padres, perhaps, could be on the verge of something quite significant. I'm not going to say it out loud. We know the rules, but we are following this live. So thank you for joining us on a Friday evening. Hope you all are doing well. Nice weekend at sports. Obviously, the Masters at the appropriate time this time. Wrestlemania, kind of weirdly, not as much hype as there probably should have been, considering that they're going to have fans there and all this stuff. But NASCAR's back, all the usual suspects. So thank you for joining us. Tyler, how are you doing on this Friday evening?
Yeah, doing good, man. Looking forward to a nice full weekend of sports. Like you said, we've got Joe Musgrove, who's got something going right now. They're in the bottom of the ninth as we speak. If you see me looking away from the screen, forgive me, but there is something going on that a San Diego Padre has never done before. He is 3 outs away from it. Again, we won't say the words. So we'll keep you updated on that. But Ronnie, how are you doing today?
Doing well. A little bit rushed for time. Getting set up for the show here. But we do have a lot of Masters, WrestleMania, UFC talk to get into. 1 out.
Line drive to Cronenworth. 1 out.
We may have to. I may have to actually set the screen share up here, just in case. But while we keep an eye on this, I see we have a caller on the line on the Corey's Market Liquor Celebrity Hotline. The CEO of the program. Nick Barrios joins us now live. Nick, how are you doing this evening?
What's up, buddy?
Hey, damn right. Liquor Market right here.
Yeah.
But they do check IDs. Please believe that. They do check IDs.
I'm all over the page on it.
Well, just make sure you have your ID because nothing comes for free in there. But
the flask for the trunk on the go. Got to have a flask.
For the mobile trunk.
Exactly.
I don't even know if the screen share will do it justice. I don't know if you have any access to the MLB TV app or anything like that, but there's a pretty serious Padres situation going on right now that we do have to comment on. Also, I see your comments from earlier. Thank you, Suck It Mosquitoes. They're back in full force.
Oh,
it's
mosquitoes. Suck Tits Mosquitoes.
Oh, Suck Tits Mosquitoes. Suck Tits Mosquitoes.
Yeah, just
and,
like your
R.I.P. DMX, of course.
Yes, sad day, very sad day.
But actually, I would assume Tyler's, what you're seeing is ahead. But I'm going to try to set up a share here. Well, Chrome tab. Let's see. This is groundbreaking stuff, guys.
Yes, it is.
It's 2 outs. 2 outs.
But I will say this though, despite the offensive struggles of the Rangers right now, still doesn't compare to what the Cubs are doing. I think I sent you a picture earlier this week about the batting average versus the rest of the MLB pitchers.
Yeah.
Yes, you did send me that.
Might as well just have a whole batting order of pitchers, Cubs, because I don't know what the hell's happening over there, but it's miserable. You hate to see it because actually I do still like the Cubs. I mean, that amount of time as a drought, I get it. Their fans, yes, they got a little douchey in the aftermath, but I mean, as is to be expected. It wasn't as bad as the Red Sox thing, where it's like, you guys almost had as long of a drought. I mean, not that long, but still, like, the entitlement of Red Sox fans was much more annoying than Cubs fans kind of smelling their own piss for a few years there. But they've come back down to reality quickly. And is this a commercial?
What the?
And we have a no-hitter.
We have a no-hitter. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the first no-hitter in Padres history. It had to happen. I mean, statistically, it had to happen at some point, right? But, hey, shout out. Tip your cat.
Definitely drink to that.
I'll take a swig here from the Raider chalice.
Cheers, guys.
I'll take a swig from the Championship Dodgers chalice. Thank you.
I'll take a swig from my groomsman gift to myself.
And, Rangers, maybe just learn how to use one of these. It is Joe Musgrove. I mean, he's capable.
Sure.
Not exactly a world beater, but hey.
Not a good pitcher. He's a good pitcher.
And local boy. Local boy makes good. Throws the first no-hitter for the Padres ever. So can't really be mad at that.
Nope.
They're dealing with other issues, especially the loss of Tatis for an indefinite period of time at this point. But pretty, kind of jealous right now. I'm not hearing what's going on the fan broadcasts. I'm sure they're going to cut live. I'm sure they're going to bring Braden and Coach Katera and Crisello and everyone. They're going to do like 24-hour coverage. It's going to be wall to wall. Ben and Woods, yes, like you do
They'll come in on a weekend.
Yeah, everyone on deck. Everyone on deck.
Probably the gas lamp is like going crazy right now.
I can only imagine the scenes, lads.
I'm trying to find the room.
Hey, congrats to him. Well done.
No, Musgrove is actually a cool dude. Before, when he was on the Pirates, he was on some of the talk shows and, just being like the local connection guy. And he's pretty level-headed, down-to-earth guy. A good interview and everything. But glad it was him, instead of some random mercenary. But now, hey, the dam has burst. Padres, 7 no-hitters this year. I'm booking it right now. It's my locked week.
Did you call Arkansas for that?
Of the century.
Did you book with Arkansas?
Entertainment purposes only. I don't
Please
know.
believe that.
I got to work something out with Arkansas Slim. It's going to be like a personal line kind of thing.
Sure.
Only for the high rollers. It's something you have to go directly to the source. Yeah.
Off the books.
No one else is going to let you lay that bet. But
you gotta call him from a payphone if you're gonna lay that bet.
I usually just call him from a payphone anyway.
That's
out
true.
of fear for my own personal safety. But damn, hell of a night, hell of a way to start the show.
Yep.
Shout out to the Padres, man. Have a night. Have a freaking night.
Now I need.
That's got to be right.
Prices.
You need what?
I need them to lower ticket prices because after that Friday's game, everything is like
happening.
Off.
Hey man, it's orange cheer now, baby. Orange cheer, no fear. Although the no hitter, here they come. But that means the price is going up again.
That's the money. Yep.
Musgrove going for Cy Young now. Like, we're screwed. I might never get in that stadium.
What you're going to have to do is you're just going to have to look at the MLB umpiring schedule, find when Angel Hernandez is umpiring, because ticket prices will go down. I can assure you of that.
Because what were the chances? The game I go to is Angel Hernandez. Like, oh my God, this is horrible. This is going to be horrible.
Well, I'm glad we had a source on the ground at one of the early season Angel Hernandez games, though, because now that he's been boxed out legally from being able to do any kind of World Series action.
He has been legally labeled a terrible umpire. Yes,
you're just not good at your job. And always a good time to bring up this clip, which I still have in the hopper.
Invent himself,
God.
especially on a team like this.
And the 1-1. Angel Hernandez is in midseason form.
Angel Hernandez in midseason form.
Oh man, what a guy!
Yeah.
What a night, San Diego. Though I'm very happy that did happen, especially not against the Dodgers, because they would talk about that forever.
Yankees, which I don't think the Yankees are playing the Padres this year, so it's good.
They're not. They can only meet one possible time.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. It's the Rangers, lads. It's the Rangers. Like, it wouldn't happen against the Yankees. Let's just be realistic here.
I think I mentioned it to you before we started the show. I was like, God, that's got to set the tone really bad. This is the Rangers' first home game of the season, and you get no hit. That's that's a tough way to start the year.
That's a little bit of a false start.
That's a tone setter. That's rough.
Yeah, that sets the tone pretty bad.
Like, damn it, cancel the season now.
But you know what? It can. Well, I guess it could get worse one way, but it can pretty much only go up from here, right?
Yeah. It's a positive way of looking at it. It's a very positive way. But
I mean, the only way the only way it gets worse is if Joey Gallo doesn't get hit by a pitch in the fourth inning.
True.
Yeah,
True.
true. Oh, next.
But man, we have to put this back together. Where do we go from here? But I did want to, now that we have the CEO Nick on the program,
Yeah.
on whatever selfie he's doing there, or, something for his social media, and also
He's an influencer.
will be added to the long list of loyal sponsors of this program with his side business here soon. Just got to produce some kind of graphic here, but on that note, I feel like we should get into Masters weekend, but also WrestleMania weekend. Not a big. We're hoping to see Nick there next year.
Yes,
We still don't know.
Yeah, 2022. Yeah, 2022.
And
there we go.
Fans are back. Fans are back.
WrestleMania 38. It'll be in LA. That's perfect. That's perfect, dude. You'll
a short
nail
drive. That's an easy bus ride.
Yes.
You take the coaster. Just shoot right up there on the Metro link.
Yeah.
And why wouldn't the fans get behind a guy in WrestleMania that had to take a train to the match?
From full beginnings to WrestleMania.
Exactly. He's the new Dusty Rhodes. He's just a common man. He's one of us.
Exactly.
I'll start wearing polka dots as my wrestling.
From the dust. And the end of the people.
That's it. Your gimmick could be Dusty Rhodes playing Johnny Utah. Oh wait, somebody already did that. Never mind. I am an FBI agent, baby.
Oh, God.
But on that note, I will defer to CEO Nick and Tyler just to get some kind of thoughts, a little bit of preview of WrestleMania before we get into some of the other, Premier League, NASCAR, obviously Masters, things like that over the weekend. So what are you guys looking forward to here, if anything? I don't know. Fans, I mean, I'm looking forward to that because WrestleMania, constantly will do like these huge like football stadium mega shows. This year is not going to be that, but just happy to. It's definitely wrestling is a sport for the fans. I mean, like the reaction, just having we hate this guy, we love this guy, the signs, like I'm on TV, like what all the stuff that comes with it. So I am happy to see that, but beyond that, I don't really know that much about it. So I'm gonna give you guys the floor here.
Well, compared to what I was watching last year on deployment from no fans, it's going to be a big difference. Ideally, just watching it, like you could hear everyone, you could hear this like the squeaking of the boots, the grunting. I was just like, this doesn't feel right. It is a different feel this year though, because similar to like what they did last year during the pandemic, is now they've split into 2 nights, which I want to see how this is going to work with with fans on 2 separate nights. Big championship matches coming up. Real highlight for me is I want to see Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny, an artist who's now crossed over to the wrestling world, which I'm like.
And he's been awesome. He's been great.
And he cut a promo, like a full promo. I was like, okay, maybe you know what? I'll give him a chance now. I will give this guy a chance. Yeah,
no, I hear you. Like, I'm always hesitant when I hear like a celebrity's getting involved because usually they don't care. They're just there to promote whatever. Like, he's like 100% committed. Like, you've been reading, I've read like interviews from other wrestlers. I'm like, no, like he's taking this seriously. Like when he shows up to train, he's there to train. Like he's been, I was still running before. Like Raw hasn't been that great to me. It hasn't been that great for me recently. He's easily the best part to me, I think.
Yes.
Well, now that the Hurt Business is no more. Anyways,
I did it too. I give a lot of props to the Miz for like kind of boosting him up, which to me is highly underrated. But on his skills, but his mic skills, like they've been like top notch. And the way he can carry a story from week in and week out to where it's not still dragging. Like, okay, I'm done with this. Why are we still doing the storyline? Why are we still doing this pitch? But he can really carry it like week in and week out.
Yeah, absolutely. No, the Miz has been underrated for far too long. I'll say this. I like the 2-night deal. I did like it last year. I would rather see 2 3-hour nights than 1 7-hour night because those 7-hour shows that they were doing for a while, like you're just dead. The last few matches, you don't even care. You're like, man, I'm watching this out just to finish it. But I have nothing left. So I really like the 2-night deal. It'll be interesting to see. I mean, you got to like, the first night they announced that Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair will be the main event, which that's cool.
Oh.
Women's main event, 2 African-American women, 2 girls that are just have been absolutely killing it. Like, that's going to be awesome. And then, of course, second night we got the triple threat, Roman Reigns, Edge, Daniel Bryan, which I was talking to Ronnie before the show. I think it's amazing how badly the WWE screwed up booking Edge in this, because like he's got the most natural babyface story, like beloved wrestler who had to retire early from neck injuries. Now he's back. Yeah, it writes itself to be like fans want to cheer him, and they screwed it up, and he's getting boos. It's like, I don't know how he screwed it up. So now they've had to be like, well, nobody could boo Daniel Bryan, so now we got to throw Daniel Bryan into this, so there's a good guy in this fight. So it's the match is going to be good. Despite the fact they've screwed up the build to this, but I think it'll be a great main event.
Go with that main event. I think we had talked before in regard to hopefully this isn't a repeat of WrestleMania 30 where it's triple threat and Bryant wins this again. This is just like repeat, because think about it. You had Batista who came back from wherever he was in Hollywood, wins the Royal Rumble, and then like has to share the spotlight with 2 other stars, and I'm like, this doesn't really. I don't want this to be a repeat, because it's like, to me, it's lost the flavor. But we also mentioned too, what if it's just Roman Reigns who just annihilates everyone?
That's what I hope. I hope that so much. I hope Roman Reigns just goes out there and like just spears both guys for like 10
I
minutes
honestly
straight.
think that would be the most interesting thing they could do.
Yes.
Like, everyone is not expecting that to happen. So just stir it up a little bit. Like, we had to throw Bryan in there. Everyone likes him. Edge, we missed that. Like, it was a great comeback story, and now like people are starting to hate him again. And then just the guy that kind of like everyone's like, I don't know. They had to throw Heyman in there because he doesn't really have like a lot of personality, and he just wins like as the ultimate heel guy. I kind of like that.
The one thing like I'm thinking just like, and Tyler, you can throw out some wild predictions too. Like, out of nowhere, Brock Lesnar comes back to the WWE, and I'm like, oh god, here we go again. This warpath, like we've seen. I'm like, or there is still the underlying factor that there have been rumors that Jimmy Uso might come back, and I think he might put his stamp during WrestleMania, helping Roman win and kind of complete the Bloodline faction.
Yeah, I wouldn't be objected to that, especially because it's a triple threat. So it's like, yeah, like sure he can come down there because there's no disqualification. Why not? I'm curious. I've been seeing some things. Like I saw today that they're, Bayley, another female superstar that has been awesome for quite a while. And they didn't even have a match for her. Supposedly she might be getting a talk segment, and the rumors are that it's going to be Becky Lynch coming back on it. So that'll be interesting. See if that sets up. I mean, that's just dirt sheet rumors. Who knows what will really happen? But I would be interested in that if we could, having Becky Lynch back. I gotta say, like when I look up and down the card, the builds haven't been great, but I think all the matches, bar like 1 or 2 of them, are gonna be pretty good. Like, I'm not excited about Braun Shane. Braun Strowman was off. Give me that match 4 years ago, I'm all in on it. Now, like both guys have kind of really worn on me. The women's tag turmoil match, it'll probably be a mess, but I think it'll be fun. But all the other matches on this, like I look up and down, like Asuka Rhea Ripley's going to kill it. Cesaro Rollins is going to kill it. Obviously Sasha Bianca, Riddle Sheamus will be great. Owens and Zayn, those two can't have a bad match.
The Fiend Randy Orton, how does that one play out? Because I'm like, is this going to be worth it watching the match? Is this going to be a quick wash?
Yeah, as much as I love the Fiend, if he has a regular match, it's usually not that good. I was kind of hoping they'd go like Firefly Funhouse and like kind of do like what they did last year with Cena, kind of have like that, interesting way of telling the person's career and like how they've kind of fucked over people, all that. But I mean, like, I think it's a good card. Just the builds haven't been great, but I think the wrestlers will deliver. And
the one thing I'm really looking forward to, I can't get a prediction on the Lashley McIntyre, because one part of me is like, hey, you've been waiting 16 years. He finally gets to run. Do they want to cut it short and then like kind of just roadblock him? But then again, too, when McIntyre won the championship, there were no fans. So now is this his retribution to get the championship in front of a somewhat of a large audience.
Yeah, that's true. I can't call that. I will say if the babyface wins that one, I think the heel will win the main event. I think they're not going to go, a face wins each. So I think whoever wins between, if Lashley wins, then maybe Bryan wins the other main event. And if McIntyre wins, then I think Roman wins the other one. So that'll be one to keep an eye on.
That's good. But yeah, this Saturday and Sunday, I think this Friday. Right now it's like WrestleMania SmackDown. So hoping to see what that one plays out. Ron, any thoughts?
Ron, you can come back in now.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I'm just glad there's going to be fans. I feel like wrestling is way better with fans than it is without fans.
Yes, it is.
Especially WrestleMania, which is like, But a couple things I was able to grab. Padres, last team ever with no-hitter.
There we go.
So we have witnessed that as if you're just a baseball fan, that happened. And just, again, happy for Musgrove being the local guy to actually be the first one to do it.
Yep.
Woo! There it is.
I can imagine tomorrow.
What?
What was that?
The first part cut out.
I can imagine what batting practice for the Rangers will be like tomorrow. Like, guys, it only get better from here.
Can it, though? Can it?
Full season, so yeah.
Get you one of these, Rangers. Get you one of these. And use it.
I think the problem is the bats they're using are that size instead of the regulation.
It seemed like that tonight.
We got the aluminum bats.
Justin coming in hot.
Yeah, right?
Pooping on the Padres parade.
Oh,
Let's let them have one nice thing. I mean, they're still the Padres. Come on. But, and it's still the Rangers.
What about the Braves? I know they were like, 0-5 last I checked.
Yeah, well, Justin's, predictions aren't really coming so hot right now. He was the owner of the...
Actually, the Angels are doing well, but...
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? They're doing well in my heart with their trash can throwing. Real trash can throwing. So, yes, the Astros have a brief respite at home. But we will be following the Astros Troll Tour all season long. Sorry, Jaime, but it had to happen. It had to be this way.
Yeah.
You did this. You did this. Not you personally, Jaime, but
not
the
you,
Astros.
Jaime. Not you.
Yeah.
Actually, just real quick, other baseball blurb that I had in here that I found today. This got announced, I think 2 days ago. The MLB is inspecting a couple baseballs that were thrown by Trevor Bauer for some illegal substances. Trevor Bauer, of course, famously, was that last season or 2 seasons ago, was pretty much calling out the MLB for not checking on, pitchers.
Yeah, I think it was like 2 seasons, and he put the whole thing on social media. Like, I'm going to throw an inning with one and without one, or whatever. Like, we'll see what happens.
Oh God.
So they're looking at kind of from everything that I've read is they can't really do anything at this time with those balls. Not to say that they won't try. They can't really do anything because they didn't catch him with any substance in the act. It's kind of like, look, if there's resin on there, they could say, oh yeah, that was off of somebody's bat or that was off the catcher's glove.
Right. Then it got thrown to this guy, got hit over here. Like, who knows?
Right. So I think this is kind of a scare tactic of the MLB, just saying like, hey, look, we know pitchers are doing this stuff. Like, as long as you don't speak out against us, we won't do anything to you. And Bauer's been the one speaking out. So I don't think anything will come from this. I mean, if he gets suspended because there's stuff on his, doctored ball, that's fine. I'm not against that. But just kind of a funny situation there.
Although it would be a next level, almost Astros-ish conspiracy if you just have like, your second baseman, like when they throw the ball around the horn, like he's the guy that like doctors up the ball every time around. They whip it back to the pitcher, like, hey, I got nothing on me, man. Like when they come to get it from the pitcher, like, whoa, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Or the mound visits too could be a little hidden activities.
Yeah. Or the bumps. Or Yeah, have the pitching coach go out there and doctor something up. Now he's back in the dugout, and the umpire knows nothing.
Exactly. Hey, I didn't see nothing. Chuck the knife in the bushes.
That's right. That's right.
Man.
Keep it moving. One other thing, we have to keep tabs on this because Buffalo, again, it's a high time for a football fan out there, but it is the lowest of low times to be a hockey fan.
Let us see.
And with the very rarely seen 10 men on the ice. And you're going to see a lot of guys not even trying to go the right direction here. I mean, normally when you see too many men on the ice, it's like two guys kind of slacking. Yeah. This is like, is this pregame? No, this is in the game. Like, just a bunch of guys that have given up on life. They're going nowhere. The team's going nowhere. And that's a tough look. I mean, that's just so many guys just coasting back to the bench. Like, get over the wall. It's fucking embarrassing.
Yes, I was going to say, what would Shorzy say?
What would the coach say? What would any coach say?
You need to maximize every single
second.
All right, pheasants.
Yeah, can we see some knees get picked up here in this picture? Come on. I see guys standing around. Is this like free skate at the ice rink? Like, what was couple skate? Come on. Like, Boys to Men is playing. People are holding hands, cruising around. The disco light is on. Dude, just show some effort. You guys are professionals. Come on. Get over the wall. Get on or get off. Like, what is happening in this picture? Wow.
Damn.
Yeah, 10 men on ice. Like, I've never seen that.
That's bad.
I've seen warm-ups that have less men on the ice, let alone 10 men during an actual game. That's insane.
Well, and even look at like the NFL. Like when you get that penalty for too many men on the field, it's one guy that couldn't get off in time, and they're usually
actively running,
two or three steps too late to the sideline. Like you could see that guy, but this is just like, are we just mailing it in right now? Like, are we even trying? Like, we can get people out of the stands that will try to like get back on the bench. Like, if that's like, just show something. Like, I don't see hardly any feet up off the ice here. Just guys like coasting, just rolling.
Lined up parallel to each other. It's like you're doing a performance.
That's pretty bad, man. That's really bad for an NHL team. Yes, it is the Sabres. So basically like a minor league team, but still, I mean, give me something. Come on, give me something.
They need the hockey equivalent of Bruce Smith out there. Just at least give him some type of motivation.
Look, I don't know how fast he can move, but he will give you the effort. He's out there firing up his section every weekend, and he will get those legs moving. Let's get some drive.
He will put in one 45-second shift per game. We can guarantee you that.
And a great point by Justin also. You would think the guys coming off would be like, thank God. Like, just get me out of here so it won't be my fault. I won't take the minus on this. No. And no, they don't even care anymore. Their souls are crushed. They don't care. It's just like, we're going through the motions. How many more games do we have left? Like,
doesn't matter. Our season's over anyway.
Yeah, it's terrible. As the parent comes in, Disney on Ice. No, Disney on Ice is way more coordinated than this.
It's so much more coordinated, yeah.
This is an abomination to all fans of professional hockey. It's fucking embarrassing. Yes, exactly. I know where you're going with that.
It's fucking embarrassing.
It's embarrassing, boys.
That deserves an ass.
Well, again, we don't have the ability to ask photos.
Yes. Oh, yes.
As the CEO, I feel like you should know this by now. But we'll work on it. We'll work on it.
That's why I need a lawyer sometimes.
He doesn't care about the details. He's just funding. That's all.
Typical boss. Just like, I don't care how you have to do it. Just make it happen.
Here's the money. I don't care if it's legal, illegal. Make it happen.
Look, you're not out here, boots on the ground, every other night, realizing how this works, okay?
Who do you think's paying for those boots?
That's right.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm about to head out in a few because I'm going to go celebrate the Padres getting a no-hit. But one thing I did want to touch on the football side, I've been following closely too. Deshaun Watson, my man, you are not looking good.
It's getting worse.
You are not looking good right now.
Definitely his lawyer today certainly made it worse. With just some of the stuff that he said. It wasn't like directly inflammatory, but it was certainly like, well, this is not going to get better for you anytime soon, Deshaun. I'm sorry, because your lawyer is totally off the rails here. So I don't know what's going on with him, but it's going to get way weirder and worse before it gets any better or
But
even more clear what's going on.
he's getting what he wants. Like, I doubt he's going to play this season now. So it's like, well, you don't want to play for the Texans. So
You're right. He won't play for the Texans. The problem is he won't play for anybody next season. It seems like. I think he's pretty much going to be. He's going to have to sit out next year for legal reasons, and then from there his career will just be dependent on how the trial goes.
what's that list? The commissioners,
The exemption.
Yeah. So, like, how quick you think he'll be on that? Because that's another thing too. It's like with even with the contract, like, sits out, but will be put on that list immediately, or is it going to be a couple of years, or even just a year after till he gets on that list? Because that's kind of where I'm seeing he's going. So, like, kind of like I feel like he's going to get the Ray Rice treatment.
Well, sometime before this season, I believe end up on that list. But also, I think from the NFL standpoint, they've already had such a backlash of like arbitrary discipline, and this is like a legal thing separate from the entire sport or league. So I think they're not going to really jump in until it's just like any kind of hard facts or actual like charges are out there, sort of thing.
Right.
But
pretty much once the court date is set, I think that's when they'll do it.
And then it's like, all right, well, this is obviously something going on. We can't comment on it, blah, 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 but he's not going to play this year. I foresee it playing out like that. But this whole thing has been like day to day the whole time. So I don't know when that is going to happen. And the season is still quite a ways away.
Yeah.
I just think before the season starts, before even the preseason starts, like, he will end up on that list and he will probably not play this season. So I don't, I hope justice is served. I do not know what all happened, and the whole circumstances of like this all being lawsuits is weird. Everything about it is weird, but it's all heading pretty clearly to one direction where we're not going to see him play next year for any team, whatever.
Endorsements already, so
yeah, he did lose his sponsor. I saw that.
Yeesh, man, it is fucking embarrassing.
It's a rough time. It's a rough time.
Yeah. All right, well, guys, I'm gonna go celebrate the no.
There you go.
Celebrate. Don't forget Wrestlemania Saturday and Sunday.
Well, and I feel like this WrestleMania is where they're going to start planting the seeds, setting up the storyline for your appearance at WrestleMania next year.
Yes.
So, just a random call out. Nick, you son of a bitch.
I'm like, wait,
maybe
what?
Maybe that's how it ends on Sunday. Is maybe like Roman Reigns standing tall, and then all of a sudden you hear some music you've never heard before. Here comes Nick on the entrance ramp. Points to the WrestleMania sign, calling it out for next year.
I'll probably have to split with Big E, but we'll see how that goes.
A mysterious challenger appears on the top of the ramp.
just a bunch of really confused fans. Like, who the hell is this guy?
I don't know. I have the Sucking Mosquito shirt on as well, so
that'll be
perfect.
Very
perfect. Yeah, exactly.
All right, take it easy.
All right, thank you to CEO Nick.
Yes.
There he goes on the Corey's Market and Liquor Celebrity Hotline. They do check IDs. Please believe that. Do not forget that. But as we move on with the little time here that we have left, we got to talk some Masters here. We have made it through day 2, and we do have the current leaderboard, Justin Rose, still out there. The way he started this morning, I thought he was going to fall off pretty damn hard, but he, credit to him, he pulled it back together. And there was a point where it looked like maybe no one even was going to get under 5, like within 2 shots of him. But Barron, we have 3 Americans there. Spieth, with his rejuvenized career, still has a shout there. Matsuyama, Siwoo Kim, who I did not know this, but Tyler pointed out, did break his putter at some point before the 15th hole because he was so mad. And he was putting with a fairway wood. But that's a gamer.
Use this 3-wood to putt. And look, that just tells you, hey, look, these guys, they may be professionals, but they're also like us because they get frustrated and break their shit too.
Look, I've said it so many times. I love playing golf. I love watching golf. But golf is a bastard. And even the best golfers in the world, they all know. They all know. If you ask them post-round, one of the first things that come out of their mouth will be like, I wish I could have got that one shot back on the 8th hole. I didn't execute, blah, blah, whatever. Like, you dwell on the bad shots. You could have had like one of the rounds of your life, and you're always just thinking of like the ones that got away. And yeah, sometimes you have to break a club and or throw it in a lake, or otherwise just spaz out and just generally lash out at the game in general.
But hey, he made it work, man. I mean, putting out there with a 3-wood, I've never tried that. I wonder if that'll kind of become maybe a bit of a new norm on the tour. We'll see what happens with that. But yeah, I mean, real kind of weird rounds. I mean, yesterday it seemed like a lot of people struggled, except for Justin Rose. He jumped out. He shot a 700 yesterday. And then today, everybody else started playing better, and he struggled to start. Like you said, he recovered on the back nine and shot a par for the day, still in first place. But, a lot of guys struggled this week. I mean, look, number 1 in the world, Dustin Johnson, missed the cut. Brooks Koepka missed the cut. Lee Westwood, Sergio Garcia, who else? Matt Kuchar, Max Homa missed the cut. I mean, some big names didn't make it this week. So it's rough time out there at Augusta.
And I do want to point out before I get off this picture, this is the 15th hole where my man is putting with his fairway wood. And you see, he held it together enough to
still up there, yeah.
Maintain that -4. So, hey, that as far as I'm concerned, that's a gentleman right there. You're playing the game the right way. Or the worst way, breaking the club, getting mad. But, powering through, heart of a champion. So we'll see what we see out of him over the weekend. We see Justin's boy, Morikawa, hanging tight there at -2. Xander killing me softly, -3. San Diego boy. Like to see him hang in there. DeChambeau, after a DeChambolic first round, kind of pulled it back. It started bad this morning, too, honestly, for him. So kind of props to him for reeling it back in. Still,
yeah, jumped up 42 spots. Went from like a level where people yesterday were saying like there's no way he makes the cut to now he's within striking distance, six back from the leader.
Yeah, he's not just totally blown out of this. And as the depending on the weather, scores probably fall, pin placements, everything gets tougher over the weekend unless the course just gets way softer. It could come back to him if he makes some kind of move. So looking at Spieth there, again, this is the weekend now, which is his kryptonite. We'll see what happens. But keep an eye on him. And as we move down, we see the guys all locked up at even to answer Jaime's question. There's Bubba sitting there at a large tie for 21st place at even par.
Yeah, your guy John Rahm still in there as well.
Rombo.
So yeah, it's look, some big names missed cut, but there's still some big names in this one, and I think it's kind of today. Yesterday Rose was running away with it. Today everybody caught up, so I think that's making it for an exciting weekend instead of Rose just kind of running away with it like it looked like he might do after the first round.
And I wasn't really surprised that he kind of faltered on the first few holes today. The course was definitely in a little bit different shape. And honestly, Justin Rose hasn't really even played that much up in the last while here, like really over the last month. I think even he said he was kind of surprised that he played so well on day one. So, the field kind of came back to him, but he did what he had to do to stay out in front. And as we all know, Saturday is moving day. So that's where we're really going to see what's going to set us up going into Sunday. The other thing that I did want to point out, actually from yesterday, and this is just pure entertainment. Rory McIlroy, one of the most famous golfers in the world, actually hit his dad with this shot coming. Shot of the tournament. Hit his dad.
Boy.
Out of everyone out there, ends up hitting his dad. And everyone was fine. Actually, after the fact, I thought it was kind of funny. I'm not really a big Rory fan at all, but he did still double down and say, well, I thought it was actually a pretty good strike. Like, it was a pretty good shot. So, and it seems like he was fine. He walked away under his own power, no problem. But, as Justin says, maybe should have been standing there.
Exactly.
You got to keep your head on a swivel out there. Or being in the boxing ring. Protect yourself at all times. Like, do not be surprised by anything that happens out there. Once you step into that gauntlet, it's on. But just a little bit of side entertainment there that did happen. So I clear this out of here. Real quick, I just want to hit this because West Ham, baby. Big weekend for West Ham. Man, a point would be great. A point would be great. Like, I'm just trying to be realistic here. Would take the point, level win, but I'm not going to get greedy here because there's a lot of injuries going on. This can be one to watch, though.
Yeah, I mean, Rice and Antonio both out. Antonio may be lost for the season because his hamstrings are just stringy hams at this point in time.
They're more stringy hams than hamstrings.
Yeah. Rice, I mean, we don't know when he'll be back. He's, there's been photos of him like working out with the team. So, like, hopefully it's nothing too serious. But, Noble, as much as I love Noble, man, can't rely on him to be a 90-minute midfielder, every day. But, look, we'll see what happens. I mean, when Bowen's on, he's great, so they can use him at striker. Of course, Lingard's been playing out of his mind. I mean, look, if they can get 1 point against Leicester, I'll be happy with that. 3 would be amazing, but I'm not expecting that. Then on the weekend, of course,
this is what I wanted. Jaime coming in hot. Aston Villa.
Yes!
Liverpool. Love to see it. I am in on that. Give me that.
Aston Villa, who will be without Jack Grealish until May, so that could hurt them. But they still got Ollie Watkins as striker. Those are kind of their only 2 guys that score, actually. Crystal Palace, Chelsea. Let's see how Chelsea bounces back from their last Premier League loss. Spurs, Man U. I kind of expect Man U to beat them in a not exciting game because that's what Man U does. Spurs are not that. Spurs aren't great. Man U is good, but they don't play like they're good. So it should be a fun weekend of Premier League, though. Nice to have it back.
And Jaime does like United over Spurs as well. I don't know if this is a sentimental pick, but yes.
I will take that all day, every day.
Give it to me. Also, entertainment versus only, please. But if you're going to bet on that, I seek help because
if you're betting on West Ham, is no way to live. I'll tell you that much.
Oh yes.
Oh my God!
All right, that's the one. That's a stone cold stunner right there.
Oh man!
If that happens,
Arsenal did blow it against Slavia in the Europa League yesterday. They gave up a goal in like the 93rd minute. So it could happen. Arsenal
loses to Sheffield, that will make my entire season. Like West Ham, we're just right there teetering, but let's be realistic. It's a uphill battle. But
sure.
Sheffield taking out Arsenal with like a month and a half left to play. Can only imagine
definitely
the scenes. Look, the Padres threw a new hitter, so screw it.
True. Anything is possible. Anything is possible this way.
Rules do not apply.
If Sheffield wins, we definitely got to get a clip show from the Arsenal fan TV stream. That's for sure.
God. Fucking hell. But before we let you guys go, enjoy the weekend. Watch the Masters, Premier League, NASCAR is back, Wrestlemania, of course. So many good things going on. This is just a personal connection because I was there. Maybe some would say an accomplice. I had no direct involvement choosing this to happen, but I was there implicitly guilty. But when I worked doing the Padres radio broadcast back as a studio stooge, it was me and a friend of the program, Blue. You may see his DJ sets.
Back in the pre-apocalyptic times.
Yeah, and the before times
of yore. Yes.
Ted Leitner, shout out
Uncle Teddy.
Uncle Teddy. Woo wee.
Mm-hmm.
Love him or hate him, a legend in San Diego broadcasting.
Sure.
Definitely, especially towards the end, a little long-winded, get into the breaks. Get out of the inning. I don't even know what game. I don't remember at all because the Padres were really bad back then. And Dave, who you might have seen just in stunned disbelief watching the UCLA buzzer beater shot, hits us up on the IFB intercom. Ted got out way too late. You just have to play some kind of random music. You can't play the regular rejoin. So Blue was running the board, freaking out. Like, he's like, just play any song, any kind of music. Just play it when we come back from commercial, and then just cut it off and throw back to us. And like in a total freak out moment, the one that was on the button wall of songs in honor of this weekend, he actually picked the Masters theme song, the slow, dulcet tones of the piano rejoin. And it just goes back to Ted in the 6th inning, probably being super pissed off at us and Dave and everyone, not knowing what's happening. And he just, look, he's a pro, though. Look how he plays it off.
Top of the 6th. First pitch fouled away here by Brandon Nimmo. A lot of time at their leadoff spot, number 7 here today. 4-2, Padres.
That is still my favorite memory probably ever of doing the board opping for Padre games. Because the initial, of us, he just hit one and he played it. And it was like the slow piano music came on. He didn't even know what I was like, he played the Master song. And they were both just like, and then after like 5 seconds, we both just busted up laughing like, oh my God, we just came back to a Padre game with the Master song.
You picked the best
at the corner.
You picked the best picture of Leitner for that too.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I just happened to stumble upon that, but the fact that Ted just talking through it, just normally you come back with like, you know, Led Zeppelin or something, you know, like some kind of high energy kind of thing, and it's just boom, 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 boom. And we're back here at Petco Park as Nimmo fouls one off.
Shout out Blue. Check his streams out. I know he DJs like every once a week or once every other week. Check him out. Shout out.
That's the big dog Blue. All love. But thank you guys, as always, for commenting, calling in. Thank you, Nick, for joining us tonight. Enjoy the weekend in sports. Masters weekend, always special. Wrestlemania weekend, always special, although we don't know what we're really going to get this year. But we'll see, at least fans. And again, UFC Fight Night, the debut of Venom. We didn't get to dive into all that. And just enjoy. Yeah,
definitely. It'll be a fun weekend. Like, we didn't get to talk UFC, but check them out. They'll be on ABC tomorrow at noon. So check out that card. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you, all the comments, all the questions. Thank you, Nick, for jumping on here, chatting up a little bit. Hope you guys have a good weekend. You know the drill. Keep the fire.
Keep the freaking fire. Love you guys.
At the buzzer.